Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Thanksgiving Eve edition of our Wednesday evening meditation. I am Reverend Rob Banaszak, and I am the pastor of the Institute for Spiritual Development in Washington, D.C. And I welcome you here as I do every Wednesday so that we can take a few moments in the stillness, and tonight in particular, to reflect on those things in our lives that we are most grateful for. I am sure that throughout the week, if you've been meditating or if you've attended a Sunday service, that you have had plenty of opportunities to begin to think about all of these things that we are so grateful for, the gifts that we are blessed with each and every moment. I always love to give us one more time to do just that. We'll do it a little bit differently tonight. And in order to do that, I'm inviting everyone, before we get started, I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes. If you want to grab a small slip of paper or something, just like a Post-it note or something, a piece of paper that's just small size. And I'm going to give you a second to do that while I talk about how we use the Earth Magic cards to guide our meditation. This set of oracle cards just really spoke to me quite some time ago, and it is such beautiful artwork. The messages are very self-contained, and they're both, the metaphors within the content of the cards as well as the artwork are just beautiful. So they seem to work very well for guiding the message that we have for this week and perhaps this whole holiday season. So we want to get relaxed tonight. And so about this gratitude, this Thanksgiving thing, we're going to do it a little bit differently tonight. And if you are watching on our YouTube channel, please always remember to hit subscribe and to, of course, like this video so that you can continue to find out more about what we do and how many and other meditations and services that we'll be offering in the future. But tonight, yes, we are thinking about gratitude. Tonight, we're going to focus more on perhaps transforming something that we might not be grateful for in our recent past and shifting that disappointment or that bitterness or that resentment about something that either happened to you or that didn't happen to you this year or this week, and thinking about another way to look at that experience. And so you're going to write on one side of your slip of paper, I've already completed mine, one thing in the year that has happened to you that either you've considered not a good experience or something that you would never imagine being grateful for in any way, something that may have not happened to you that you were looking forward to that didn't come to pass. And I want you to write that down. It can be something that you are completely resentful for or embittered about or jealous of somebody else. Just write it down. Allow yourself the honesty and the authenticity to find that thing. I don't know about you. I've had several throughout the year. And this exercise always is helpful in the transmutation of perhaps my disappointments into a wellspring of being grateful for my blessings. So you can probably figure out how this is going to go. So on one side, again, you're writing that thing that you're not so happy that happened to you this past year or this past week or this past day. You're going to write it down. Be honest with yourself. No one's going to see this but you. And then on the other side, I want us all to think about what we're grateful for, either from that experience, being honest with ourselves, or if that's a hard place to get to, what we're grateful for that would not have been possible had that other thing come through. Does that make sense? So we've got this thing that we're not really happy about from this year. It's something that even thinking about being grateful for has not even crossed our minds, or if it has, we've let it go. But tonight we're going to transform this, because on the other side of that paper, we're going to identify something that we're grateful for that would not have been possible had this thing that we were so hopeful for come through. Maybe you missed out on one thing, but something else happened in the time that you were home, that you were supposed to be away, that was just precious. Or maybe you were supposed to get another job, and that job didn't come through, and something came across your desk, or you met somebody perhaps in your current job in passing, and there was a synergy, and perhaps you became friends or connected, and that would have never happened had you gotten that other job and left. So something that happened that you are very grateful for that would not have been possible had you had that thing go the way that you expected. Not that hard, right? So we're going to take that slip of paper. We're going to, you don't have to fold it. We're going to hold it in the palms of our hands this evening as we reflect on our Thanksgiving and on our meditation and where the cards guide us tonight. And we're going to really put some energy there. You don't have to think about it consciously. You've already just done that. But we are going to allow what we pick from the cards to inform our response to this transmutation. How is what we pick in the card speaking to this transmutation? How can we apply it in some way? And then I am going to burn my piece of paper, and I'm going to burn another piece of paper that is representative of everyone who is participating in this meditation now or in the future. And with that slip of paper, I'm going to light those pieces of paper and send them into the universe, so that the paper that I burn represents all of those who are participating, all of that gratitude. We're going to send it out there into the universe to do its magic. For we know that gratitude begets more gratitude. So the paper that I prepare that represents all of us, so that I can burn that with the one I prepared for myself. So let's get to it. If you would like to hold up your hands, whatever you want to do to send me energy here, as I move the cards around. I'm not a shuffler, as I say every week, but perhaps I should be claiming that I am, so that I can see how that works. So let's move the cards around, and then I always draw the top card, and you can see it right there, so that you know I'm not putting my intuitive space into drawing the card. You're going to draw the card with me, because basically we're drawing the top card from the shuffle that has all of your energy in it. So let's go. I'm going to move the cards around. I like to keep the cards from bending. And God, I'm good at this. Feeling your energy as you either hold up your hands, or maybe imagine your mind sending me the information and gathering it right here in my hand to draw that card. Is going to inform how we think about our Thanksgiving and gratitude. Here we go. Top card is, let's pull the top card right there. Oh, how beautiful. The card is waterfall. The word, concept, the theme is effortless. It's beautiful. We've drawn this card before, and I love when I draw really good cards again. So I'm going to put the card in a space where you can gaze on the card while I read a little bit more about it. Excuse me. And so I invite you now to take a good look at the card. I'm a little dimly lit tonight, so it's hard to get the card in focus, but just how does it make you feel when you hear that word waterfall? How does it make you feel when you read the word effortless? How does the card make you feel? What do you see in that picture? What is coming to life for you? And second part of that is, how can waterfall and effortless help transmute our disappointment and our bitterness about that situation that we are not real happy with into something we are actually grateful for? Because if we had had that thing happen or not happen, we wouldn't have experienced something wonderful as a result of not getting it or getting it. Makes sense? Let's read about waterfall and effortless. And I have 2 dogs. And I always say at this point, because I'm home alone, once we go into meditation, any ambient sound that you hear either at home or here from my space is going to take you deeper into meditation, not bring you out of it. So just let's start putting that out there right now. Maybe they'll get it all out by the time I'm done reading. Waterfall and effortless. Water naturally flows from higher to lower ground, eventually finding its way to the ocean. One of nature's most exquisite and dynamic demonstrations of this fact is the waterfall. Graceful, powerful, and effortless, she can take our breath away with her cascading beauty. She readily flows around that which may otherwise impede. She's extremely patient, persistent, and skillful in the way she ever so gradually shapes and carves her passageways down the slopes of the mountain. Note how the waterfall forms ribbons that accord with the artistry of the stone faces she descends, joining the calmer pool for a rest before she continues her journey. There is no strain or stress in this movement. The water simply flows natural law in the interaction between the formations of the precipice that she traverses, and the powerful fluidity and adaptability of her flow. Effortless. So this interpretation in the book says you have come to the edge of your comfort zone and find yourself fighting to resist moving past that perceived precipice of who you are, how you can be, or what you can do. Spirit is asking you to step beyond the edge and allow yourself to do so with ease rather than struggle. Yes, at times, physical exertion is necessary, but when performed with fluidity and grace, even when the task seems daunting, you'll find that the movement moves you effortlessly. Approach the present situation or relationship with awareness and grace. Do not try to make it effortless. That just creates more strain. The key word here is to allow. This is not a time to fight, but to surrender to the will of Spirit, even if you are being asked to let go completely and tumble into the brink of creation itself. You will find the waters there to be ultimately still and calm. Keep your focus on your solar plexus and your breath, breathing through any tension, relaxing and yielding to the movement that is occurring at any given moment makes your life effortless. I'm always surprised at how one we can relate to the last. And so we talked a lot about surrender last week when we talked about the black hole, when we used the contact cards deck, and the black hole really having to let go of the fact that it was densifying and densifying and densifying. Once it let go, once it surrendered, it collapsed in on itself and then became a beautiful white light. And I think in this case, for this evening, we are dealing with gratitude. So I invite us all, as we move through meditation, to be very conscious and to be very honest when we begin our thoughts about this thing that I've asked us to identify that we don't like, or that has happened to us this year or in our life, something that we could never imagine being grateful for, because that is going to take us out of our comfort zone. Imagining ourselves being grateful for this experience. But in order to do that, we want to identify something that would not have been possible that we are so grateful for in our lives had that other thing happened or didn't happen. So that does take us to our comfort zone. It's a place where we can take the negativity and realize that in that negative experience or moment or disappointment, and in any negative, disappointing moment or experience, there is something that is positive. There's something that's happening that is wonderful, that would not have happened had all that other stuff that we expected happened. Said that enough times, I think you know what I mean. So let's just take some time to go into meditation. And we will do that by relaxing, getting comfortable. You can lie down or sit. I like to sit because it keeps our back and our spine aligned. If you're sitting on the floor, you want to sit with your legs crossed-legged, keeping that spine straight. And we're going to begin to pay attention to our breath. We're going to feel it as it enters our body through our nostrils. And we feel it fill our entire body, not just our lungs, but beyond our body. It fills it completely, and we can imagine that breath scrubbing our insides clean of any toxins, anything that no longer serves us. And then as we exhale, everything has been released and we are ready to breathe again. So inhale and fill our lungs and body with oxygen that cleanses. And hold, and then exhale. Let's inhale one more time. Hold, and exhale. And as we allow our breath to return to a natural pace, we know that all we have to do is rely on that breath to hold us, keep us comfortable and safe while we take our journey this evening together. And as that breathing has become so second nature yet again, we allow our bodies to just dissolve into the ether. We feel completely safe. We feel completely comfortable. As we dissolve into the ether, we discover ourselves just coming from the sky, from a bright blue sky, but from the center of a big, billowy gray cloud. We sense that we are a drop of water that has just been released from that big, fluffy gray cloud. And as we are released, we find ourselves careening toward the earth swiftly. But we feel safe. We feel the rush. It's like going down a roller coaster hill, but without the fear. Just the exhilaration as we careen toward the earth and find ourselves suddenly splashing into a rushing and rolling river. And as we have entered the river, we, as our tiny drop, have become part of a massive body of water that is rushing, rushing, and rushing, dancing over rocks. We feel the excitement. We feel the exhilaration again. We feel the connection of all the other drops of water that are part of this rushing river. And we feel the power of this rush. Suddenly, the rush becomes suddenly still as we find ourselves emptying into a peaceful lake, gently tossing and turning as a body. We get a moment of rest together. And we make that connection. We realize that we've made this journey here together. And we realize just how effortless it was to get here together. We don't have to look because we don't have eyes, but we can sense the presences of all those that are in this meditation with us, whether they are in our current moment or in the future moment or in the previous moments together. And we relax together. Suddenly we feel the waves begin to catch us all together because we've slowly and gently moved toward another rushing space where we begin our journey once more, rushing in that river, pulling, moving, washing, dancing over rocks, tumbling over stones, licking the sides where the land is, but we are all together, holding on to one another as we rush and rush and rush and rush. We feel safe. We feel whole. We are at the edge, this space of our comfort zone where we are transforming and transfiguring together, together, together. And so in that rush, we allow ourselves to be carried away and let the mind that is our presence think of that experience, moment, occurrence in our lives, whether it happened today, yesterday, in our childhood. That experience could not imagine feeling anything but negative about. We align with that experience, with our authenticity and with our honesty. The water that we are refreshes this and begins to open the mind that is our presence. When an image pops into our minds of a wonderful, welcome experience that we know would not have happened, that would not have been possible had that one that we thought was so negative happened. We experience a shift, a real shift in our thinking. We feel not only our mind, but our heart and our soul filled with a warm and rich and illuminating light. and we fill with gratitude. 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 This gratitude is for that thing that happened that would not have happened. And as we open our minds wider and go deeper into our hearts, we find it in ourselves to experience gratitude, true, authentic gratitude for that experience that we could never have imagined experiencing gratitude for. Suddenly we are a glistening, gleaming body of water together. The sun reflecting bright yellow sunbeams. Its rays cutting through our crystal droplets, creating a beautiful prism of illumination and triumph. We ask ourselves, are we being cleansed and washed with gratitude, or are we cleansing and washing our experiences of negativity? And we know that it doesn't matter. It is both. And we know that as we embark on this Thanksgiving holiday, that tomorrow, when we once again reflect on things we are grateful for, that we will confidently and joyfully claim our gratitude for that once unmovable, untransformable experience. And if by magic we are pulled over the edge, becoming part of the waterfall, glistening and gleaming in the sunlight, crashing into the pool below, refreshed and revived and renewed of spirit and presence, we prepare to expectantly and happily return to our physical self. And so we do this by drifting back toward that breath that has held us so gently and yet firmly through our journey. We feel it once again enter into our nostrils, fill our body, cleanse it, and then we exhale. It's a process that has never stopped and never will stop while we are here on this earth. We've drifted back. We feel that body dissolve back into its physical boundaries. We can feel the skin once again. We can feel our toes and our fingertips. We can feel our clothes against our bodies. As we dissolve back into that place that we are most comfortable, we choose to know that we choose our gratitude as we choose our happiness. We choose it consciously. We choose it affirmatively. And we choose it lovingly. Lovingly, because we love ourselves. We love ourself. We love being who we are. So let us return completely, and that's just with 3 deep breaths. On the third one, we will open our eyes. So let's inhale and exhale. Inhale again and exhale. One more deep breath. Inhale as we open our eyes. We've been through the peace of becoming the water. We've lived through the excitement of the rush of connecting. We've lived through the power of the force of that body of water as it literally transforms something that didn't feel like anything, let alone anything good. And as we allowed ourselves to wash over one another, we allowed the power of that water to yank us over that waterfall and realize that, in fact, that which we never thought we could feel grateful for, we are. Just the model for our future gratitude. You don't have to worry about holding on to that one. We will check in with that model. It's one that requires us to just be responsible for each other, for ourselves. So don't worry, we will focus on it once again. I thank you so much for coming this evening, and what I'm going to do now is take that slip of paper that we have indicated is for us as the collective, and I'm going to burn them in our bowl, along with the one that I have done for myself. And we're going to allow our gratitude, which is very, very real, to be made manifest just as it enters into the universe. So just watch as it burns away, becoming real, becoming manifest. And know that you are here with me tonight whenever you do this meditation. Because we are all here together, through the water, through the fire. I wish everyone the most beautiful and grateful Thanksgiving for yourself. Be grateful for the day. Be grateful for your life. Be grateful for whatever you didn't think you could be grateful for. I will see you next week here for the first meditation of our December, and very much looking forward to it. Check out our website. We've got some things coming up. We've got our Psychic Share Saturdays on Saturday morning with Reverend Fran Wright from 10 a.m. to noon. A great way to explore your psychic abilities or your psychic interests and try some things on, which we do online via Zoom. Totally safe. She's so wonderful at helping us all discover the best parts of our intuitive nature. And then on Sunday morning, of course, we have our online Sunday service with Reverend Martha Sines. And we are furiously programming for the beginning of the new year in our new virtual and in-person integration. And so please keep checking our sites and sign up for our newsletter. And we look forward to seeing you at one of these very soon. Happy Thanksgiving and good night.